In 2021, I finished playing this tournament called IVC. I really enjoyed my experience playing in that tournament. So when the second iteration was teased to be above the 30k rank range in the next 2 years, I made it my goal to reach that rank range in that time so I could play in IVC 2. Within 2021, I was able to go from 200k to 90k, so I thought that I would naturally get to that goal as long as I keep playing. And then by the end of 2022, I was still in the 80k rank range. So what happened within that year? I was still fairly active playing the game, but I wasn't really seeing the improvement I expected and once had, and it was all because there was this large skill wall blocking my pathway. Even though using rank is not an accurate way to measure someone's skill, it's the only form of measurement the game had, and it's not like I played offline. I tried a variety of different things to find a way to improve faster, stream practice maps, playing outside my comfort zone, hyper-focusing on different skill sets, and then going down the rabbit hole of digital hypno improvement videos. Even though I was doing what everyone else was saying, it felt like nothing was really working for me, while everyone around me was doing the same thing, and yet seeing results. I was quickly overshadowed by the people around me, as I couldn't relate or fit in conversations due to the skill divide. How are they supposed to be impressed with my 200 PP plays when they can get a 400 PP play like nothing? I ended up not sharing or saving any of my scores to anyone, but looking back now, I do wish I did so I can look back, because there were probably some impressive scores at the time, but everything I did felt like it was never good enough. My sense of feeling worthless made my motivation to continue at playing die out. So with me drifting apart from my main source of entertainment, which was Osu, I was willing to find a new one. At the beginning of 2022, I started playing this other rhythm game called My Mind. It's an arcade game shaped like a washing machine, where you have to tap, slide, and touch to the music. Initially, I couldn't find the appeal for this game because of the absurd amount of money you need to spend when you can just be playing Osu for free at home, but I quickly got hooked onto the game, using any of my disposable money I had to fund my new video game addiction. I saw this as a cool social opportunity at first, but I saw myself rapidly improving, which led me to start playing for my own satisfaction. I kept Osu as my main game, while My Mind became a secondary game, as I was still relatively new to the game. But since I was new to the game, learning and improving naturally came to me quickly. I struggled with level 11 maps, but then they become easier a week later. I started to progress higher in the levels, one step at a time, getting S ranks on 12s, 12 pluses, 13s, and then one on a 13 plus, which was a large achievement at the time. You could see a visible timeline of progression I was able to achieve, seeing the time I put into this game get rewarded. But then compared to Osu, and my skill just flatlined, even though I was putting the same time into it. It felt like there wasn't a reason to play Osu anymore, due to the lack of reward and satisfaction I would get out of the game. So I ended up treating My Mind as a main game, while I neglected to find any motivation to continue trying in Osu. Eventually, months later, I started to become frustrated at My Mind. Not because of the game, it was actually factors outside of the game. It's in an arcade, a public spot. You're gonna have to deal with other annoying people, as well wait for like 30 minutes for your turn when it's busy, or even 2 hours if you're really unlucky. Also, I don't live close, so traveling like an hour there and back is always such a hassle. And then I also lost my job at the time. With no income and dealing with my frustrating experiences with My Mind, I ended up crawling back to Osu. As I returned, things still stayed the same. I had a little burst of improvement, but then continued to flatline afterwards. I wanted to blame something, but it was clear to me, especially after my small hiatus from the game, that I was the only one to blame. Excuses are a way for someone to avoid a fault or misunderstanding from their part, and it's easier to blame an external factor when something doesn't go your way. Oh no, why does my aim suck in shooters? Oh, it's because you're using a controller. But someone who's in my position can't use those type of excuses to blame the situation. I have a computer that can run the game smoothly, like most of the time, a 144Hz monitor alongside a custom mechanical keyboard. A setup like that is pretty much the standard. Well, I see other people play on their mum's laptop, and they are way better than me at the game. I also play on a mouse, and it's not like I can use the mouse excuse anymore, since there's been a rise of plenty of top mouse players. I tried different settings and playstyles to emulate how some of the top players played. There was tapping with ring index, lowering mouse sensitivity, switching to tablet and playing full area, or even a small area. Trying these different styles felt like a waste of time because I didn't improve at all. I just played at the same level but just a bit more quirkier.
Yo, Saow, what's your playtime?
Playtime of like 900 hours.
Bro, why am I so much better than you?
I don't know, I hate this game.
And I got like, I got 259 hours, and I'm way better than
I just hate this game, that's why. I do hear people use playtime to rank as a metric to measure how good someone is, which I understand how those factors relate, but it's very demoralizing to view other people this way. You're given a standard on where you should be, and when you see someone that's higher than you in a shorter period of time, you start to question where you went wrong. But you have to accept that people learn at different rates, and there are a lot of factors that can affect someone's improvement, like prior rhythm game experience, or the theory of younger people learning faster. Sometimes it takes more time to learn or reach a certain goal than others, but as long as you're able to put the time to get that goal, it doesn't really matter in the end. It's easy to develop an inferior complex when comparing yourself to others, and it's important to not fall into that mental spiral. Things such as caring about this number too much makes you feel insecure, because you create a lot of pressure on yourself to perform consistently, but since we're all humans, that's not possible. With a number representing yourself, you become devalued as a person and reduced to someone inferior to anyone above you. The opposite effect happens when the number's below you, as you see yourself as someone superior over them. Both negative mentalities that create feelings of insecurity when viewing others and how you approach the game. But it's easy to compare yourself to others because it doesn't feel fair when you see other players constantly get these sick plays, because it feels like you can't compete with the fast improving rate of the community, but you don't get to see behind the scenes, where you would see their constant failures and frustrations with every retry, because those top players probably do feel the same way to us sometimes. I kinda wish there was a good outcome for me, like saying I was able to overcome the mental skill wall and continue improving. But 300 plus hours later and I'm still 80k, stuck playing in the 5-star range. I don't know what happened. I guess I'm the most consistent Osu player? Not getting any worse, but also not getting any better? In the end, as long as you're having fun with the game, then it shouldn't matter if you're improving at a certain rate. I ended up following this statement because games should be something to entertain yourself, instead of giving you the additional mental stress alongside real life stuff. As someone that used to care a bit too much about my rank, there are better things to worry about in life. Like, I don't know, like getting a fucking job or... But as for me, I still do enjoy playing the game, and seeing little improvements from time to time is always satisfying to experience. And that's okay, it's just a game in the end after all, and it's not like it's life or death. As long as you're having fun, then you shouldn't feel bad about not following the progression of anyone else.